All right. We're talking MK Ultra. Just kidding. We're talking Mortal Kombat, which is a different MK.
Much better one.
Yes, not government testing. Has officially announced another reboot franchise thing.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat still around. What, 40 years later?
Mm-hmm.
I'm dying here. Sorry, listeners. So, which Mortal Kombat character needs to make an appearance in this reboot? Who do we need to see? Justin, you won the last one, so I'm handing the power over to Mike. Mike, who do we need to see in this reboot? What character needs to come back?
Yeah, I am stoked for Mortal Kombat 1. The trailer got me so hyped that I reinstalled Mortal Kombat 11 because I did not play the story mode. And so I'm going to play the story mode, I'm going to make sure that I get it done before September because Tears of the Kingdom is sort of taking my life right now. But with this being a reboot, in the vein of Mortal Kombat 9, Mortal Kombat 9 was actually a reboot of the timeline. And this one I know, goes off what happens at the end of Mortal Kombat 11, which is Liu Kang becomes a god, and he becomes the fire god, and he becomes a time god who is able to restart the world. And so that's kind of the basis of this. And so what I thought would be interesting was to bring back a character that originally came in Deadly Alliance, and that is Bo Rai Cho. And the reason why I chose the Drunken Master of Bo Rai Cho is because he was the inventor of the Drunken Fist, which is a fighting style that he created. And what better way to bring him back to the fold as a story element when you're essentially restarting the timeline, restarting the world. Liu Kang can bring back Bo Rai Cho, and this Drunken Fist could still be a thing. Obviously, he's a big, obese, drunk fighter, but I think that in a world where you're going to be restarting the timeline, and Johnny Cage isn't necessarily rumored to be around, I think that you need some comedy and some brevity to the situation, and Bo Rai Cho is going to bring that to the table.
Justin, who you bringing to the table?
So Bo Rai Cho is a good choice. I want to give you that. Definitely a big character in previous Mortal Kombat games. I'm taking it back to the original. I'm talking original Mortal Kombat. This is the first one that ever came out. We talked about it a little bit earlier. There was a character in that game that was secret. I don't know if you knew this. There was a character that was added in that game at the start. Well, not added, but was in the game from the beginning. That was secret, and you had to unlock them. And since this being a reboot and it's being called Mortal Kombat 1, I thought, what better to do than to bring back that character? He was in a bunch of games. I have a list of them if you'd like to know it, but there are a lot. But he wasn't in Mortal Kombat 11. He was not a playable character in Mortal Kombat 11. He was in the story, but he, for some reason, wasn't added for character play. And I'm talking Reptile. This OG fighter from the get. And he had an amazing story to go along with him, but he was kind of like a counterpart to Scorpion and Sub-Zero. He was someone that looked similar, but also had his own skills at hand. And he's a loved character. A lot of people love playing as Reptile. Problem is you couldn't do it in the last one. And if they want to stay with the formula, why not add him in the new one? Since it being called Mortal Kombat 1 and going back to the roots and rebooting the franchise, bring in the same special character and lighten everyone's life up with Reptile. It's a smart choice, and it really makes sense continuity-wise to bring in Reptile back into the fold.
Fight.
I mean, I think that's a valuable choice, especially considering Reptile's lore. I mean, I don't know if he's overused. Reptile again is a good character to choose. But I think what Bo Raicho, sort of brings into the fold is Liu Kang is restarting the world, right? He's a time god. He's restarting the timeline, and Bo Raicho is one of those characters that worked with the main characters of Earthrealm, and those are Luke Cage, Liu Kang. I was thinking of Marvel Snap, I guess.
Johnny
those
Cage, Liu Kang.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
those were Liu Kang, Kung Lao, and so Bo Raicho, being a person who trained these people and who helped Earthrealm in its battles, I just think would be a very good character added to the beginning of this timeline again. It is clear that Shang Tsung, I believe, is the villain of Mortal Kombat 1 as far as the trailer is concerned. And Bo Raicho just offers just again the seriousness. The one thing that Mortal Kombat, especially since Mortal Kombat 10 and 11, they really amped up the craziness and the comedy within the story mode, and I think Bo Raicho is going to add that lightness to it, because I don't know if Johnny Cage is going to be in the game, and Johnny Cage is really sort of the crux of the comedy, but to add Bo Raicho back, it's going to be good. He has this different style, and I've heard that they're going to be adding, it's going to be a whole new combat system for this reboot, which is going to be very interesting to sort of wrap your mind around. But I think what's cool about it is, what if you can establish the lore of the Drunken Fist coming back, which is again his fighting style, and what could be cool with the new fighting mechanics and everything. What could be cool is that other characters are able to use this Drunken Fist style just in their own way, sort of like a fighting builder to what character you want to play as. I think that would be very, very interesting. Reptile does have a really cool story from the first game. His lore is really good, but I just think that with the format that they have gone in the past, I think that Bo Raicho is just going to be a better fit.
I like where you're going with it. I like that characters are going to have different fighting styles. That's interesting. That's new to Mortal Kombat. If they were to do that, it might change the formula of how Mortal Kombat's played professionally. But, it's a thing. It's a good possibility. I don't know about that. I don't know about the realism of it, if it's going to happen or not. But it would be an interesting change to the Mortal Kombat formula. Now, Reptile, on the other hand, like I said, he wasn't in 11. Now, you said something that really sparked my brain here. You said, in the trailer for Mortal Kombat 1, Shang Tsung seems to be the enemy, seems to be the big bad. The funny thing is, in Mortal Kombat 11, you could transform into Reptile as Shang Tsung, meaning he knows about Reptile and no one else did. Seeing him go back to the roots, where your game kind of takes Deadly Alliance, which was your Bo's first appearance, and moves on from there. They've retold the first trilogy multiple times, and Reptile's always there. Going back to the roots again only seems fit that Reptile will make an appearance. And Shang Tsung's kind of nod to that in 11 is only going to further that thought. So I feel like bringing Reptile back would set the story straight, because if you don't have him, people are going to be asking where he's at, seeing that they retold the story multiple times and he's always there. Reptile is a foundational character to the original trilogy that they're trying to reboot here. And I feel like that's why Reptile would be the perfect pick to bring back and set the story straight at the same time.
All right, I've heard enough. I think great points were made. I think, Justin, you made a great point as to why Reptile should be in the game for the game's sake. Like, if this is going to be truly a retelling of Mortal Kombat 1, Reptile needs to be here. I think Mike fought harder for Bo, which which is why he's going to win this one. I think he fought harder as
That's
to why
crazy!
he should be in there. And so, Mike, congratulations. He won this one.
He
I
changed the
believe,
entire game formula.
based on your arguments, that
Reptile
that
has an
Bo' Raicho should be in there.
Reptile has an awesome lore, though. I'm sure he's going to
I
win
know.
the game.
I know. That's why I was like, he's perfect for this.
Yeah.
Secret character in the original.
I'm not a gamer, so I don't even know the lore. Look at me go.
Well,
Just a judge here
essentially,
today.
he wasn't invited to the original Mortal Kombat, and
Mm-hmm.
so Shang Tsung and Shao Kahn hired him to be undercover in the tournament, and so that's why he was a secret character in the first one. He was undercover the whole time.
Makes sense.
yeah.
Makes sense.
That's the.
That's my
yes,
Mortal
that's a for
That's
nerd.
my Mortal podcast lore. Shout out to Ben
Yeah.
Meckler.
You guys, too much.
Mike from Test Your Might here. Thanks for listening to this debate topic from the latest episode of Test Your Might. If you'd like to listen to the full podcast, check out the links below. Please subscribe to the channel over to my left and check out this playlist to my left as well. Bye.